The sunlight slices through the blinds, sharp and thin, like it's cutting the room in half. I sit at my desk, hunched over my laptop, the hum of the house around me a dull comfort. My fingers hover over the keys. I'm digging through property records for the 500-acre Nevada desert plot Grandpa left me 5 years ago. A sprawling, dusty nothing, or so everyone said. It's been mine since I was 29, a stubborn tether to him, to something solid. I click refresh. The screen loads, slow as molasses, and then it's there. Owner, Desert Sun Development LLC. My breath catches. That's not me. That's not Elizabeth Anderson. My hands tremble, a faint shake I can't stop. This has to be a mistake. I scroll back, check the parcel number. 500 acres, Township 12, Range 45. It's right. It's mine. Was mine. The words blur and I blink hard, forcing focus. Sold, transferred, gone. My chest tightens, a fist squeezing slow and deliberate. 5 years ago, Grandpa died. Left me this land when I was still figuring out who I was at 34, still raw from losing him. Worthless, they called it. Margaret, James, the estate lawyer with his pinched nose and pitying frown. A sentimental burden, but it was mine. I click again, frantic now, chasing a trail. Dates, signatures, anything. The transfer's fresh, 2 weeks old. March 5th, 2025. My pulse hammers, loud in my ears. Who? How? I'm no lawyer, but I know this shouldn't happen. Not without me signing something. Not without a word. The room feels smaller, the air thicker. I stare at the screen, at Desert Sun Development LLC, a name that means nothing and everything. Someone took it. My inheritance. My piece of him. And I don't know why, but I feel it. Something's unraveling, something I can't stop. Not yet. The door creaks, a slow groan that snaps me out of my daze. I don't turn, not yet. Footsteps click, heels, sharp and measured, across the hardwood. My office smells like coffee and dust, but now there's perfume, expensive, cloying. Margaret. My mother-in-law stands in the doorway, 62 years of polished venom in a tailored suit. Her hair's sculpted, not a strand out of place like always. I feel her eyes on me, heavy, waiting. I keep staring at the screen, at that damning line. Desert Sun, Development, LLC. Really, Elizabeth, she says, voice smooth as glass. You should thank me. My head jerks up. She's leaning against the frame, arms crossed, a smile curling her lips. It doesn't reach her eyes, never does. Thank her? My mouth's dry, but I force it steady, heart thudding. You sold my inheritance? The words hang, quiet, too calm for the storm inside me. She steps closer, heels clicking again, deliberate. Oh, don't look so shocked. It was just sitting there, dragging down James's potential. I took care of it. How? I ask, sharper now, fingers digging into the desk. She laughs, a soft cutting sound, and adjusts her cufflink. Power of attorney's a wonderful thing, dear, especially when you know the right people at the right bank. My stomach drops. Power of attorney? I never signed that, never gave her anything. She's lying, or worse, she's not. James doesn't need a wife tied to some wasteland, she adds, inspecting her nails. You're beneath him, always have been. At least I salvaged something from this mess. I swallow hard. The room spins, just a little, but I hold still, voice low. That was mine, Margaret. Mine. She smirks, unbothered, like I'm a child whining over a toy. Was it? Well, it's done now. You're welcome. She turns, poised to leave, expecting me to crumble. I don't, not yet. My mind races. How'd she do it? Forgery? Connections? And why? The land's worthless to her, a punchline she's thrown at me for years. But she doesn't know what I know. Not yet. I watch her silhouette retreat, her smugness a weight I'll turn against her. She thinks she's won. She's wrong. Margaret's words linger, poison in the air, but it's her next line that hits like a fist. Of course he knew, dear, she says, pausing at the door, glancing back with that glass-sharp smile. James signed the final papers. My breath stops. James, my husband. 6 years of quiet mornings, late-night talks, his hand in mine. He knew. Helped. I stare at her, waiting for a crack, a lie. There's none. She nods, triumphant, and walks out, heels fading down the hall. James. I slump back, chair creaking under me. The screen glows. Accusing, but it's his face I see. Soft brown eyes, that awkward grin. Part of this? My hands clench, nails biting my palms. I have to ask, have to hear it. He agreed? I whisper, voice breaking, knowing she's already gone. The silence answers. Betrayal sinks in, heavy, physical. 6 years, and he handed my inheritance to her, to some faceless LLC, like it was nothing. Like I'm nothing. I stand, shaky, pacing the small office. Maybe he didn't. Maybe she forced him, tricked him. But that laugh, Margaret's laugh, says otherwise. He signed, she'd said, so sure, so proud. I stop, lean against the wall, cold against my palms. He knew. He helped. My throat burns, eyes stinging, but I blink it back. No tears. Not for them. They've taken enough. Then it shifts. Something hardens, deep, like stone settling. They don't know everything. 5 years I've held that land, studied it, dug into it. Grandpa wasn't some sentimental old man. He was brilliant, and he left me more than they'll ever see. Margaret thinks she's clever. James thinks he's safe. They're wrong. I straighten, slow, steady. The shock's still there, the hurt, but now there's something else. Resolve. They've started this. I'll finish it. Margaret's heels fade down the hall, each click a nail in the coffin she thinks she's built for me. I stand frozen in my office, the laptop's glow casting shadows on the wall. Desert Sun Development LLC. They've sold it, my inheritance, my piece of Grandpa, for reasons I can't yet grasp. But they don't know what I know. My breath steadies, slow and deliberate, as I sink back into the chair. The shock's still there, a dull ache, but something sharper cuts through. Resolve, cold and clear. For 5 years I've held that land, 500 acres of sand and scrub everyone mocked. Margaret called it a wasteland, James nodded along, and I let them. But Grandpa wasn't the fool they painted, some sentimental old man, tossing me a pity prize. He was a geologist, brilliant, meticulous, and he left me that plot for a reason. I've spent half a decade on it, not out of nostalgia, but curiosity, then obsession. Late nights with maps, soil samples, calls to experts who owed him favors. 3 months ago I confirmed it, heart pounding as the data rolled in. A lithium deposit, one of the biggest in North America, buried under that worthless desert. Billions. That's what's down there, locked in the earth, a fortune they've no clue about. I kept it quiet, tucked surveys in encrypted files, met mining execs in back rooms, laying tracks for a future I could taste. My hands clench, nails biting my palms. They've sold it, snatched it out from under me, but they don't know its worth. 2 weeks ago, that transfer hit, March 5th, 2025, and I'd been too buried in plans to notice. Margaret thinks she's won. James thinks he's safe. But they've fumbled something bigger than they can imagine. I lean forward, eyes on the screen. Desert Sun's a shell, a mask for someone smarter, but I'll find them. 5 years of work, of proving Grandpa right, and I'm not letting it slip away. Not to her, not to him, not to anyone. This isn't just land anymore. It's my fight, my proof, my legacy. They've lit the fuse. I'll make it burn. Margaret's perfume lingers, a smug ghost in the air, but I'm already moving. I close the laptop, the click loud in the silence, and stand, smoothing my shirt. My voice stays cool, steady, as I call after her. Thank you, Margaret. I'm sure you did what you thought best. She stops mid-step, just beyond the doorway, and turns. Her smile falters, a crack in that perfect mask. She wanted tears, screams, something to feed her victory. Not this. She adjusts her stance, hips cocked, and narrows her eyes. I did it for James, of course, she snaps, voice tight, like I've stolen her thunder. I nod, slow, deliberate, meeting her gaze. Of course. My calm's a blade, and I see it cut. Her brow twitches, uncertainty flickering. She expected a fight, a collapse, not this quiet wall. Excuse me, I add, stepping past her. I need to make some calls. Her mouth opens, then shuts, and I don't look back. The hall's dim, shadows stretching long as I move toward the kitchen. She's still there, I know it, watching, waiting for me to break. But I won't. Not where she can see. My pulse races, steady now with purpose, not panic. She's underestimated me for years, called me sentimental, weak, a millstone around James's neck. Let her think that a little longer. The lithium's my ace, my secret, and she's got no idea what she's stepped into. I pause at the counter, fingers brushing the cold granite. Margaret's smugness is her shield, but it's brittle, and I've just chipped it. She'll stew on this, on my silence, and that's enough for now. I've got work to do, pieces to move. She thinks she's the predator here. She's wrong. I'm the one hunting now, and she's handed me the perfect opening. Dusk settles outside, a gray veil over the windows, as I pull my phone from my pocket. The kitchen's quiet, just the hum of the fridge and my own breathing. Margaret's gone, finally, and I'm alone. The weight of her words and James's betrayal still pressing down. But I'm not crumbling. I dial Daniel, Grandpa's old friend, 68 and steady as rock, my silent partner these past 3 years. He picks up on the second ring. Elizabeth? His voice is gravelly, warm, a lifeline. They sold it, I say, no preamble, leaning against the counter. Margaret got a power of attorney. James helped. My words are clipped, urgent, but I keep the panic out. Daniel's silent a beat, processing, then, the lithium, they don't know? I cut in, firm. They think it's a wasteland. Sold it for nothing, I'd bet. Find out who Desert Sun really is. He exhales, slow, thoughtful. I'm on it. Give me a day. I nod, though he can't see, and grip the phone tighter. Daniel's been with me since I started digging, since I found Grandpa's old notes and called him, half hoping he'd laugh me off. He didn't. He knew Grandpa's mind, his hunches, and he's trusted mine. We need to move fast, I add, glancing out at the darkening yard. They've no idea what they've done, but whoever bought it might. He grunts agreement. I'll dig. You hold steady. The call ends, and I set the phone down. Slow, deliberate. My mind's racing, piecing it together. Margaret's bank connections, James's signature, a sale rushed through in weeks. They've tripped over something massive, blind to its value. But I'm not. I've planned for this, even if I didn't know it'd come like this. The lithium's my edge, my leverage, and Daniel's my eyes. I straighten, the kitchen's chill seeping into my bones. This isn't over, it's just starting. They've pushed me into a corner, but I've got a way out, and it's bigger than they'll ever see coming. Night falls heavy, the kitchen lit by a single bulb overhead. I'm chopping carrots, precise, methodical, the knife's rhythm a tether to calm. The front door clicks, and James walks in, tie loose, shoulders slouched. He doesn't look at me right away, just tosses his keys on the counter. Mom said she talked to you, he starts, voice casual, too casual, about the land. I don't stop, blade slicing clean through orange flesh. She did, I say, flat, eyes on the cutting board. He shifts, uncomfortable, tugging at his collar. It wasn't earning anything, Elizabeth. Mom got a good price, $2 million. My hand pauses, just a heartbeat, then resumes. $2 million. For billions. I turn, slow, knife still in hand, and face him. And you didn't think to ask me? His eyes flicker, guilt maybe, or just nerves, but he shrugs it off. You're too emotional about these things. It's Grandpa's land, I get it, but it was dead weight. Dead weight, I echo. Voice low, sharp. The air thickens, tension coiling tight. A forged power of attorney, James. How'd that happen? He flinches, barely, but I see it. Don't be dramatic, he snaps, stepping back, hands up like I'm the unreasonable one. Mom had it handled. It's done. $2 million in her projects now. Smart investments. I set the knife down, deliberate, the clink loud in the silence. Handled, I repeat, stepping closer. Tell me how, when I never signed a damn thing. He looks away, jaw tight, avoiding me. Mom's got people at the bank. She pushed it through. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. My blood boils, but I keep it locked down, cold, steady. She committed fraud, I say, blunt, watching his face. And you helped. He scoffs, a weak, brittle sound. Don't exaggerate. It's legal enough and it's over. Let it go. Let it go, like it's a trinket. Not my legacy, not my future. I lean in, voice dropping. $2 million for a lithium mine worth billions. You've no idea what you've done. His eyes widen just a flicker, then he laughs, shaky. Lithium? Come on, that's ridiculous. I don't blink. Is it? I've got the surveys, the proof. You sold my fortune for pocket change? He stares, mouth working, no words coming. I turn back to the carrots, blade flashing again. You should have asked, I say, final, calm as ice. He stumbles back, muttering something I don't catch, and I let him go. He's in over his head, and I'm done playing nice. They've underestimated me, and that's their mistake. One I'll make them pay for. Midnight cloaks the house, the kitchen dark behind me as I slip back into my office. The laptop hums alive, and Daniel's email waits, a single line glowing. Desert Sun's a shell. Weston Industries bought it. My pulse quickens, a steady drumbeat. Weston, a mining giant, not some random speculator, they knew. They had to. I lean back, the chair creaking under me, and let it sink in. Margaret didn't just sell my land, she handed a fortune to someone who saw what she couldn't. I skim Daniel's notes. Surveys they must have run. Whispers of lithium in industry circles. My fingers trace the desk's edge, cool and solid. $2 million, James said. Smug in the kitchen hours ago. Pocket change to Weston. A steal for what's buried there. Margaret's greed was her blindfold, her rush to control me a misstep so colossal it's almost funny. Almost. She thought she'd outsmarted me, stripped me bare, but she's the one exposed now, clueless to the billions she let slip. The clock ticks past 1, shadows pooling on the floor. Weston's move was slick, a shell company to mask their grab. But I'm not outplayed yet. My surveys, my plans, they're still mine, locked in the cloud, untouchable. Tomorrow I'll face them, turn their theft into my leverage. Margaret and James lit this fire, thinking they'd watch me burn. They didn't count on me rising from the ashes. I close the laptop, slow, deliberate. The game's not over, it's mine to win. Morning breaks sharp and clear, the sun glinting off my car as I pull into Weston Industries' lot. Glass and steel tower overhead, a monument to money and muscle. I'm in my sharpest suit, navy, tailored, nothing like the cheap cuts Margaret always sneered at. My heels click on the marble lobby, steady, purposeful, and I carry my briefcase like a weapon. I belong here, even if they don't know it yet. The receptionist nods me up, and I ride the elevator alone, heart steady, mind razor sharp. Richard Weston waits in the boardroom. 55, broad-shouldered, with a handshake firm enough to bruise. Ms. Anderson, he says, voice warm but wary. Your lithium reports intrigued us. 2 suits flank him, geologist, lawyer, I'd guess, watching me like hawks. I set my briefcase down, snap it open, and smile. Cool, controlled. Good, though there's a complication. His brow lifts. Oh? I slide the sale papers across the table, voice even. Your shell company, Desert Sun, bought my land yesterday. Fraudulently. Without my knowledge or consent. The room stills, air thick with tension. Richard's eyes narrow, scanning the documents. Margaret's forged power of attorney dated March 5th, 2025. This is concerning, he says, cautious, leaning back. The lawyer's already flipping pages, sweating. I don't flinch. It's more than that. I've filed a police report, contacted the SEC, but I'm here for a deal, not a fight. He tilts his head, intrigued. What are you proposing? I lean in, voice firm. A legal partnership, 40% of the mining op, a board seat, fair value for my land. Or I go public and you explain why Weston tried to steal it for $2 million. 4 hours later, I walk out. The deal inked. 40% mine, a seat at the table, billions back in my hands. Richard's handshake is tighter this time. Respect in his grip. I turned their theft into my throne, and they know it. Margaret and James have no idea what's coming. I step into the sunlight, briefcase light, victory heavy. This is mine now. All of it. Evening drapes the house in quiet as I step inside, briefcase still in hand. Margaret sits in her favorite armchair, regal, unyielding, while James paces, tie undone, face tight. They've been waiting, a trap I'm ready to spring. Where have you been? Margaret demands, voice edged with suspicion. I heard the strangest rumor, something about Weston. I set the briefcase down, slow, deliberate, and meet her gaze. Not a rumor, I say, calm, steady. We had a productive talk about the land you sold. James stops, turns, eyes darting. What are you saying? Why'd Weston care about that desert? I pull the surveys from my bag, spread them on the coffee table, charts, numbers, proof. Because it's a lithium mine, one of the biggest in North America. Billions, not your 2 million. Margaret's face drains, a ghost staring at the papers. You're lying, she hisses, but her voice wavers. James grabs a sheet, hands shaking. This can't... It's real. I cut in, pulling my phone. I tap play, and Margaret's voice fills the room. Power of attorney's a wonderful thing, especially with the right bank connections. Recorded yesterday, every word a noose. She collapses back, pale, while James gapes. The sale's void, I say, firm. Fraudulent. Weston's deals with me now. Billions, not scraps. Here's my terms. Divorce, James, clean and quiet. A sealed confession, Margaret, or I press charges. Margaret lurches up, venom spitting. You little... I cut her off, voice steel. Fraud, Margaret. Federal. Think your country club friends will like that? James steps forward, desperate. Elizabeth, we can... No, I snap, final. You're done. Sign or face it. They stare, cornered, and I stand tall, unyielding. They broke me once, thought they'd bury me. Now I've buried them. The papers sit between us, a guillotine waiting to fall. 10 years on, I stand at the lithium mine's groundbreaking, March 19th, 2035. Cameras flashing as I shake Richard Weston's hand. Partner now, not adversary. Anderson Industries towers behind me, a billion-dollar empire of energy, tech, green futures, all built from that worthless desert. The crowd claps, voices buzzing, and I smile, the weight of it sweet, hard-earned. Margaret's a shadow now, forced off her charity boards after whispers of fraud spread. James fled to obscurity, his name mud in business circles. I didn't need their ruin, just my rise. Back in my office, a letter waits, forwarded by my lawyer. Margaret's scrawl, I was wrong, Elizabeth. About you, the land, everything, your empire's extraordinary. Too late to apologize, but you proved me wrong. Spectacularly. I fold it, tuck it with the old sale papers, the surveys, a relic of where I started. She thought she'd teach me power's price. Instead, she handed me the tools to build it. The mine's just the beginning. 5 years of expansion, batteries, EVs, a legacy Grandpa'd be proud of. I look out my window, city lights sprawling below. He didn't just leave me land. He left me a fight, a chance to prove what they couldn't see. Margaret and James lit the spark. I turned it into a blaze. Later, at a women's leadership conference, I'm keynote, facing a sea of eager faces. Building from betrayal, the banner reads, and I tell my story, calm, clear, victorious. Afterward, a young woman approaches, eyes wide. Ms. Anderson, I read about your ex, his mom. How'd you stay so calm when they betrayed you? I smile, soft, remembering that kitchen, the knife in my hand. I knew what they didn't, I say, voice warm, steady. Power's not what you take, it's what you build. She nods, and I see myself in her, 34, and blindsided. From a desert they scorned, I forged meaning, turned their betrayal into my stepping stones. Revenge wasn't the win, success was, sweet and undeniable. They underestimated me, and that was their end, my beginning. I walk off stage, phone buzzing with news of Anderson's latest breakthrough, another step in the empire I made mine.